All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Legacy. This is episode 5. Bit of a bad weather sort of day here. Got a lot of rain. It's not super ideal. However, it's actually not that bad because given the current state of the chaotic withering energy that's happening on the server where we burn in daylight, I'll actually kind of take the rain. I'm not opposed to it. It's quite peaceful. So let's just work with it here. Go with me. Let's work with it here. I have moved Rousseau over to here and I have some things to show you guys and I need your feedback on some suggestion on one specific suggestion. So before we get into like what we're building and what we're doing today, I'm hoping to join up with some other legates, maybe if I can pull some people in. Kind of recording this one last minute like last week's episode, so I don't know if I'm gonna have anybody to film with today, but nonetheless, I'm gonna try and make it fun for you guys. So yesterday off camera, I decided I wanted to rework sort of the landscaping of my area here in front of my house, and it is gonna be kind of hard to see. Let me see if it's actually nighttime. Well, maybe we'll sleep. Hold on. All right, so perfect. Hopefully, Zole's on. Hopefully he doesn't mind that I just slept. Let me see how many minutes of fire resistance I have left. Okay, cool. I can try and knock this out in the next 3 minutes. So I decided to do some terraforming and a little bit of landscaping out in front of my little house. I don't think that this house is gonna stay forever, although it does have this cool world gen cactus that sort of is underneath it and hasn't broken, which is kind of unique. But I know a lot of us on the server have been talking about how we want to sort of upgrade this village a bit more. We have a lot of the NPC houses around, and I'm not gonna really be focusing or tackling on that, or I'm not gonna be focusing on that or tackling that today, but I did sort of just want to contribute to the overall appeal of this area, and what better place to do that than in my own front yard of sort of the little tiny area that I've been working on here in this sort of Mad Max post-apocalyptic style area that we've been building in so far this season. So over here, I did some terraforming. I worked out a new pathway that goes up to and connects to this pathway here, which then leads to our enchanting room, our community enchanting room. Speaking of enchanting, I did some upgrades on my tools. I upgraded a couple to netherite. I fully equipped this shovel with efficiency 5 and unbreaking 3. So sort of started to make some upgrades off camera. Also upgraded my helmet here to a netherite helmet. So did a little bit of stuff, but that's not all that I did because I also installed this really cool, I tried to make it look like really broken and post-apocalyptic style bridge, I guess, but it's not a traditional bridge because the slope or the height here is higher than the height there. So it's more of like a ramp, I guess you could call it, but it goes down and it goes over the river. So technically it's a bridge, yeah? But I really think this looks cool and I'd love to get your guys' feedback on this. I tried to use a bunch of different blocks. I used some chains, I used some campfires, some stone brick slabs. I used a lot of fences and spruce trapdoors. I used iron trapdoors, mossy cobblestone slabs, andesite. What else is in here? Obviously lanterns and even a lit campfire underneath here to sort of give it like a crumbling ruined effect. But I think it looks pretty cool. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. It probably isn't the best bridge to like ride a boat under. It gets a little tight right through here, but that leads me over here. So what I did over here, oh, hello chicken. What I did over here was as I was terraforming, I decided to leave this area open. And I really enjoy building sort of like secret little caves and things sometimes. It's fun. It's fun to hide things, that, are things that if you were to jump into this world and find, wait, where's my, oh, it's over here. It's with me. Okay. Well, if you were to jump in this world on your own and look around, you might stumble upon this place and be like, oh, wow, what's this, little tunnel go to or whatever. So what I want your guys' help with right now in the comments, let your voice be heard. Send me your creativity, your ideas. Even if you don't think you're a creative person, just send me your ideas. What should I put in here? Okay, I don't know. I don't know how big I want to make this. I don't know if we want to make like a mine shaft or if we want to make like a little storage unit or some kind of bizarre hangout for some villagers or anything. A kitchen, it could be anything. But I was digging this out and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let the Swifters take this one. You guys, please leave me a comment down below this video. Like, let's make that like a chat room down there. You guys can reply to each other. Hey, cool suggestion. Or I think this one would work better. Or I like my idea, whatever. Just comment down below and let me know what you want me to build under here. It's sort of like this little hidden section now that I would love to work with. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, so we're up here in the infested lands of chickens, tons and tons of them laying eggs all over the place, right next to the radio tower. And I do think, guys, it is time for me to pull up the bootstraps and just get to building at least this little sort of radio house, service house tower, not a tower, but it's going to be like a little service house next to the radio station that I've been talking about for a couple episodes now. And Why is there just floating leaves over there? Wait, is there a log there? There is. That's like the ugliest floating tree I've ever seen. Look at that. There's one log there with like 4 spruce pieces of wood. What the heck? Also, there's me. That's a pretty cool statue. This is Loy's whole area over here. He's been doing a really cool graveyard with like an evil chapel and stuff. It's been really awesome. So if you guys haven't checked out his videos, make sure to do so. I'm gonna hopefully give him an extra chicken maybe over there. Anyways, I'm gonna do like a little time lapse here. I'd like to try and build something else in today's episode, but we'll see how we're doing on time. But I do want to whip up and build maybe like a little service house right here. You know, that with the idea being that we pop the tapes in. The tapes are of a recording, or maybe it's a live radio show where we're broadcasting the Holy Bible with this amazing radio tower all across the land here in season 2. And that way, hello, Jeb. Nice to see you changing colors right in front of all of us. That's amazing. Okay, thank you. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna move Rousseau up here per our request from last episode that I showed you guys. And anyways, yeah, I'm just rambling, so let's go ahead and get to it. All right, guys, so I think I'm gonna keep this video simple and just focus on this build today. But I have to say that I'm actually, okay, first of all, I'm kind of pleased with how this little house turned out, but it was also super stressful because it's right below this epic radio tower that, yes, I know I built with Pearl, but like, her build style is all over this thing. We definitely worked on it together. It was a project we did together. But that being said, in that video, I made sure to give her tons of credit because she essentially worked up the entire shape. And so I wanted to make sure that whatever I built below this looked okay at the very least. And I think it actually looks pretty cool. And I tried to essentially sort of take some elements from the radio tower and just put it into here so that things matched a little bit. Obviously, we don't have any granite you know, in the build, the radio tower itself, but I figured a lot of the roofs around here that people have built, like our community center and things, have a granite roof sort of on this stone. So I figured that would work pretty well. I do want to give you guys like a little bit of a tour, and then I also would actually like to just build on camera with you guys today, because that's not really something that I've done very often. It's more often easier for me to build in and just do it in a time lapse. That way I can really focus on it, you know, more than anything else. But that being said, we're gonna do a little bit of landscaping around here to hopefully try and make this build look a little bit better. So just giving you guys a quick little tour. The idea here again is sort of have this like little radio house that is sort of like the area where the radio worker, and actually I need to move Rousseau up here. I will do that. Here he is over there. I will do that hopefully before this episode is over, at least just off camera. But essentially we have our worker in here, and they're responsible for broadcasting the holy people all across the land. It's going to connect to the radio tower, and then the radio tower is going to power up that signal, amplify it, and send it through the airwaves all over. I know I'm probably explaining things to you guys that you already know, but that's sort of the premise and quote unquote lore behind this build. So basically inside, I've never really done this before, but I really tried to build in a style that was like heavy on machines. You know, if you were to go into a place like this, you'd probably, especially in like the 1950s or 60s, you'd have these giant machines that are built into the walls, and there's tapes that are, you know, rolling, and computers are running, and fans are blowing, and it's just like this whole giant operation. So I sort of wanted to try and make it feel like that, in air quotes, because we're in Minecraft and things are fairly limited when it comes to that sort of thing. But I tried to do the best I could. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. But I also tried to make it kind of functional. And so I got a little bit of storage in here, some different crafting stations, like a crafting table, a furnace, a smoker, a, what are these things called? I always forget the name of them. Smithing table, smithing table, yes. And then over here, I had a lot of fun just designing this little corner. And this is sort of like the command center, right? So you've got a bunch of levers, a bunch of buttons. You've got a jukebox here, some music note blocks here to sort of like act as speakers. You know, maybe the person that's working here, myself or Rousseau or whoever, is in here. They've got their drink in one hand. They're pulling knobs and or pulling levers and hitting knobs and buttons and all sorts of things, you know, with the other hand, having a grand old time working this radio station. So that's kind of what I went with here. And hopefully you guys like that. Tried to make some like a little bit of electrical wires with the end rods and stuff like that, but I think it looks pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think. All right, enough gushing over my own build that I got creative with. I am kind of proud of it. But what I want to do today at the end of this video here is I would like to, and I've got stuff in all sorts of, a bunch of freaking shulker boxes, and I gotta, okay, of course it's gonna be the last one, right? So I grabbed a bunch of leaves. I wanted to make some like little crops and things around here, so we're gonna do some potato crops. I figured potatoes are like super hardy. You know, if you were stuck up here and this was your job, you're stuck on the top of this mountain range and you couldn't get down into town, maybe you could like sustain yourself with potatoes or something. I don't know, just trying to be creative here. So what I'm gonna do here, and I haven't built on camera like live, at least in a video, in a long time. So let me see if I can get back in the groove. I used to do that all the time, and I don't know, I much prefer time lapses now. It allows me to focus a bit more. But anyways, I want to grab some water, and what I'd like to do first is actually probably throw down some bushes. I kind of want to make this place look a little bit old, a little bit worn. You know, I think Pearl and I will probably come in here and actually do proper landscaping, but I'm just going to try and throw some of these bushes around in some different locations. And if you guys don't know, in Minecraft, bushes are amazing. They really help builds come together. And one little trick and thing that I actually like to do with the bushes when I put them down, and I don't think I have any on me, but I want to grab some fences, specifically spruce fences. And I don't know if anybody else builds this way, but I really like doing this. I really like just adding fences to things like randomly. You'll notice in some of the, what did he just get? Llama Duck King? Tame all llama variants. GG Lime. But basically, I like to throw fences just sort of randomly in my builds. I think it kind of adds this like grungy patchwork, you know, non-perfect element to things. And I kind of do that with walls as well. You'll notice like over here on this corner, I didn't really like the harsh corner of this build. So to break it up, I just threw some walls in here. And I feel like if I surround it with, you know, things like this, like leaves and stuff, it's actually gonna look even better. So one thing I like to do is, as I'm building with the bushes, oh no, we're gonna burn. As I'm building with the bushes, I like to try and not make it so that every corner has a bush on it, or the bushes aren't like, you know, like this and straight up and down. You got to give things a little bit of depth here. All right, this is incredibly distracting. Hold on. Let me grab a freaking fire resistance potion. All right, so as I was saying, basically for a situation like this, like honestly, this doesn't look too bad. But what I want to do here is I actually just want to throw a fence under here. And it's just kind of something I like to do, especially when it comes to placing leaves and stuff like that. So maybe that's just a little trick you guys can use in your builds as well. I don't know how it looks. I just feel like it kind of gives just a little something extra than just having it be just leaves. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we'll put some over here. Maybe some of these kind of come down the hillside a little bit and lead to who knows where. We don't know. Maybe they kind of split off and go over here. Maybe drop this out. And sometimes I also like to place them in the ground like that too. Kind of just gives like a bit more texture to the landscape, I suppose. I'm not a pro, I'm not an expert, but it is sort of fun messing around with some of this stuff. Of course, maybe like I had some trouble. Like this build was very flat. So I just sort of added some like what looked like reinforcements on the back side. I wanted this room to be very secure. I used some of the smooth stone. Maybe maybe we make it even a little bit more, you know, give it a little bit more depth and bring out some more bushes like this. Now this right here is kind of bothering me because we've got a straight line. So I'm probably, straight line of bushes. So I'll probably just bring those down like that. We'll see how that looks. Maybe, I don't know. It looks okay. I might mess around with some of these things. We will see. And then maybe just kind of on the back side, we'll just throw some bushes like over here. And then another thing I like to do is, guys, one thing that I don't know if it gets overlooked, it's something I overlooked in Minecraft for a long time, was grass. And grass looks really good. You'll see there's just like plain grass here. So if I grab some bone meal, oh, I have some on me. If I grab some bone meal and just kind of hit the bone meal on the ground, I usually try and remove the flowers a little bit just to get more of that grass feel. It looks like an untrimmed lawn, I suppose, but it starts to add some variety in there for your landscaping. And as long as things are properly lit, you can do this and things are going to usually look a little bit better, at least in my opinion. I kind of like doing this. It's a really easy way to make your front yard or your build or whatever, like, you know, a little bit more intriguing. And it also, when you get these double high, sometimes you can leave the flowers too. Sometimes when you get these too tall grasses as well, it actually looks pretty good. I like doing it along pathways as well. I'm probably going to redo this pathway and really try and connect it officially to this one, which goes to our nether portal. But I'm going to try and bring a pathway up here. That'll just be a little project I work on later. But essentially, you guys kind of get the idea here. And this is sort of how I whip up landscaping really quick on certain builds. And now we kind of have, it's sort of, I know it's hard to see because of the hillside, but if I go up to this overlook, oh, okay. You can kind of see that this build already, just from the landscaping, is starting to look a bit more interesting than it was before. So guys, that is this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode of Legacy. Stay tuned to the channel, guys, because I do have some very fun content that I'm trying to plan and work into the pipeline that I think will be fun and enjoyable for you guys. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Also, there are a ton of awesome creators that are a part of this Legacy SMP server. So if you haven't checked out their videos yet, maybe just like hop on over to their channel and check out their most recent episode of Legacy. You honestly will probably enjoy it. Everybody on this server is really awesome. And there's a few members that just stream it exclusively as well. So check out their Twitch pages. I will be live again on Friday. This video is probably gonna go out on Friday. So if you're watching this, make sure to check my Twitch page today to see when I'm going live. And I will talk to you guys again very soon. I'll see you guys, well, yeah, next Friday for a new video. All right, peace. Real quick, I'd like to give a huge thanks to all my amazing patrons for helping make this video possible. Right now, you can get 12 months for the price of 11 by signing up for an annual subscription. That means you can get 1 month for free over the entire year. Sign up now at the link below.